We're about to step into 650 Main here in Norwalk, Connecticut for the very first time in 2023. Oh my gosh. So I'm an idiot. I have never seen a clearance section or a clearance island quite like this. Take a look at all this stuff.
Oh yeah. They must have turned over new management. This is amazing. Oh, it's exquisite.
Oh my God, is this all Python Patrol officers? Wow. Target Portchester, this place is always stacked, kicking things off with dinos. The full look here. We have been seeing new dinos the past week or so. Some of which you're looking at right now. Pretty cool stuff. Moving on down. This other Indoraptor that is out now, which is pretty cool. All right, Motu time. Any new origins? That is what I'm looking for. No, it's not looking like it. But there's plenty of new Masterverse. Got a few Frostas here. A Roboto left over. Fully restocked on Too Bad. This is the store that I initially found Too Bad at. Looks like he's back in full effect. Got Mechaneck, Ground Ripper, and the Sunman 3-pack down there, a few of those. Oh, look at this. Got a movie Skeletor. It's nice to see. No He-Man though. Some Micro Galaxy Squadron for you guys. And for Star Wars, Black Series. Nothing really too new here at all. Oop. Got a 40-year carded Boba. All right, well, let's just put that down while we look at all of the Ahsoka credit collections and some other Bobas back there without causing this house of cards to fall. I mean, where is this just gonna go? Please stay. Thank you. Jeez Louise. More Black Series, more of the same. Nothing new here. And sliding over into wrestling. Series 17, fully in the house here. Bunch of Ken Shamrocks. Assuming that chase is long picked. Not that I'm looking for him. Just always fun to see that stuff. Shawn Michaels, Ultimate Warrior, some basics, AW, Hangman, Matt Jackson, Nyla Rose, Red Velvet. Nothing new here. Bobby Lashley, this is cool. Bummer on the Motu, but what are you gonna do? When will we see new origins? When will we see? I'm gonna flip out when we finally do find Snake Men. DC McFarlane, also looking like a lot more of the same here. This 4-pack is so cool. That thing is awesome. Very, very cool stuff. Gold label Aquaman. Wow. Wow. A lot of new Joes here. Python Patrol Vipers. Oh my God, is this all Python Patrol officers? Wow. Oh, and it's Rakondo for the first time in stores. Looks good, man. I will say that. Out of classified, but cool to see. Rakondo is in full effect here. Target Portchester. A whole case worth of this dude. Also got some D&D stuff. And what's going on with this line? Are we gonna get anything new here? Marvel Legends Retro. Speaking of Marvel Legends, a lot of the same stuff still hanging out here. What If, Loki, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, she's new. New to the pegs around here at least. And of course, stuff we've seen before from Marvel Legends in recent weeks and months. I think that's pretty much gonna do it. However, I do know that there is, I wanna say, a clearance aisle. It's not here. There's a clearance aisle somewhere around here. Yes, right here. Look at that. So I am curious to see what exactly is being cleared out here. This is it's interesting. Gold label Martian Manhunters, 30 to 70% off. King Grayskull, kind of expected that. Trap Jaw back here. And what else? What else? Transformers, Lightning Collection, Wrestling. Wow, this is on clearance. That thing's awesome. Is this actually on clearance, this thing? I don't know. It's in the clearance aisle, so who knows? I guess. All right, folks, I think that's gonna do it for Target Portchester. Coming up empty, but wow, if you need G.I. Joe Classified, just come here. Damn! We're about to step into 650 Main here in Norwalk, Connecticut for the very first time in 2023. Oh my gosh. There are actually a number of things I'm looking for at Wally World. I don't have high confidence that I'm going to find them at this particular store or the next one that we're going to today, 680 Connecticut Avenue, but it's been a while since we've been to Walmart in general, so we're gonna check up on hopefully some 50-year Mego. That's what I'm really not confident in seeing. We're also dragon hunting, not even just at Walmart, but in general. We're looking for new McFarlane dragons at Target, and we are looking for, I would like to see in person, all my friends are finding the new Honor Among Thieves Rakor dragon. That's, I guess, a Walmart, it's a Wally World exclusive. You know, my buddy Man Cave Collectibles, Mr. Syntastic, and Ken Pool have all found that, so would be fun to run into that today, and we'll see whatever else they have on the shelf. So with all of that said, I will see you guys at the government cheese scented NECA section in a few moments, actually like that. And we have arrived at the NECA section here at 650 Main in Norwalk, Connecticut. Right off the old Batsky, we've got the Splinter and Shredder 2-pack. Got a whole shelf's worth of that. Down here, this store has always had a steady stock of Hudson. So we're seeing Hudson again, NECA Gargoyles, Thalog. That's about it from that line. Got some anime stuff, Toonie Terrors. Give you guys the obligatory pop shot here. What's this? This is new. Fruit Loops plush. That's definitely new to me. No 50-year Mego, unfortunately. Gremlins 2 Ultimate Brain. These are actually pretty awesome. I love Gremlins, but I'm not collecting them. But NECA does a really good job with them. I think that's gonna do it for the NECA section, so I will see you guys over at the main toy aisle. It's all about the approach here at 650 Main. Rounding the corner. I've had a lot of really good memories rounding that corner and coming into something exciting here, which today, nothing all too exciting for me. But we've got some, I guess, honestly, I wasn't even paying full attention to that. Maybe some RC trucks. Opening up into a very empty feeling main toy aisle. I'm gonna flip around into, oh, there we go. Got some Transformers. What are these? These are new. Let me know in the comments if you guys been seeing these. designer plush Transformers. Kind of neat. Well-stocked Transformers section here. What is this? Kind of catches my eye. Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. Blur, new to me. And we've got some, here we go with the reissued Playmate stuff. Storage Shell Mikey, Leo. What else we got back here? Got the Disguise Turtles from the Ninja Elite series that nobody likes. The Peanut Head Shredder that I do not like. Pretty cool stuff. Into the reissued stuff. The reissued toys here. Leatherhead's pretty good. What else do we have? Dinos. Nothing really standing out to me here. Some Black Panther stuff down here. A Hulk plush that I actually really like this. I do really like this. I don't love the packaging, but it's a pretty cool plush. And if we flip around to nothingness here, remnants of Bakugan over there. We got some more over here, it looks like. And that leads us into some Joes. Is this the first time I'm seeing Gung Ho in stores? I think it is. Got a Destro, Lady J, a whole peg of Lady J, Baroness. And what is this? First time I'm seeing this, Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. Yep, there it is, plastic-free packaging. These are $16.97. Oh, these are the retro-inspired ones, I guess. It would be nice to see what they look like, but I've gone over that a million times. So we've got yellow back there, black, red, with another black one. That's cool. See all that. And right next to that is Lightning Collection that we've seen plenty of times before. Wrestling now, I guess, is over here. It used to be over there, at least last year and historically, over the course of time at this store. Got some of the WWE Mattel Superstars. I would love to get a ring for that line. That would be awesome. Got a Cody Rhodes there. Got some more Joes. Snake Eyes and Timber. A few of those back there. Some Playmates reissued stuff. Retro Collection Obi-Wan. Seen that before. Do we see any dragons? I don't see any dragons. Got an Elite Jeff Hardy. Two of those. And for DC McFarlane, ooh, I do see dragons. Ooh, I do see dragons. Ooh, I do see dragons. Is this any good? How many are there? Two of them. I don't know. Let's put this puppy down. Let me know in the comments if you guys are finding this guy. Oh. And what do you think? It's cool. It's kind of a retro back of the box there, showing a kid playing with the toy. It's cool. But I can't really tell from the neck of the dragon, but I don't know. Not sure about that. I'm gonna make a decision on that, I guess. Before we leave, got this is also new, this carrying case, Volcano playset. It's pretty awesome, Pokemon. I quickly got sidetracked from DC McFarlane, so why don't we take a look ski. I've got that gold label vampire Batman, looks a lot like Batman Damned to me, that I don't see here. Why do I have a feeling we're going to see it at 680 Connecticut? I don't know why, I just have a feeling. I'm going to call that right now, see if we're right about that. the next store we go to, the next Wally World. I'm calling it. I think they're gonna have the new gold label Batman. Got Superpowers, Batwing. And yeah, folks, I think that's gonna do it. So we did find, got some D&D movie stuff right there. We did find what we were mostly looking for. I just don't know if I'm gonna bring it home with me. So I'm an idiot, and we don't need to wait to get to the next Walmart to see if they have the Vampire Batman gold label McFarlane, because it is right here and I walked right past it. There are a few of these. This is pretty cool. I'm not collecting DC McFarlane stuff anymore, but that is pretty cool. There's also this gold label Eradicator. That's cool also to see. Definitely don't need him, but I mean, this fits with my collection. I just don't, like, theme-wise, I just don't know what I would do with them. Could just be a standalone piece, you know? Throw a Dio behind him or something. I don't know if it's worth, you know, creating all that space and attention for, but it is cool to see this. But anyway, here he is, folks. Before we go, on the way out, I did want to highlight this. I have never seen a clearance section or a clearance island quite like this. It's right in the middle of the floor. And take a look at all this stuff. It is pretty massive. I've never seen this at this store ever. Got a flocked Panther here. Well, I just set something off. Flocked Panther, 29 bucks. I believe that's originally, what, I don't know, 40? Not much of a clear, but it's something. Jumbo Vehicles playset on clearance. Stig Wrestling, wow. Where were these? I remember when this first came out, I was hunting for this. I have one. I was hunting for a good one, and upon the initial release of it, it wasn't all that easy to find around here. I mean, it wasn't that hard to find, but I mean, you can now army build Sting buddies, wrestling buddies. And we've got some other stuff that I certainly am not all too interested in. But as you can see, this is a pretty massive, oh, before we even flip the corner, got some Mission Fleet here on clearance for 13 bucks. But as you can see, this is a pretty massive island here of toys on clearance. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at that, especially you local guys that frequent this store. Got some Leonard Predator there, Super Hunter, that's awesome. It's actually pretty cool. This is actually pretty cool. Clearance for how much was that originally? How's that $19? I figured that would, I guess it's like a deluxe figure, I don't know. But any of you local guys that come here, it is a straight shot from the main entrance when you walk in. As you turn the corner, the main toy aisle is right down there. So yeah, a lot of stuff on clearance. And now that is going to finally do it for 650 Main, Norwalk, Connecticut. I will see you guys over at 680 Connecticut Avenue. We have arrived here at 680 Connecticut Avenue, Wally World. I am not seeing any Mego, unfortunately, but we do have this pretty cool 5-pack. Walmart exclusive, some glow-in-the-dark stuff in there too. Orokusaki Yamato Yoshi 2-pack, NECA TMNT. Some NECA Gargoyles. Some Pops. Looks like the Fruit Loops plush has landed here as well. And that's it. So why don't we go hit the main toy aisle, see what's going on over there. Blasting the tunes here at 680. Very annoying. I can't even make out what whatever they're playing actually is. It's just loud, blaring. Doesn't sound like it's high quality. There's your review on Walmart music here at 680 Connecticut Avenue. Transformers, Very similar to 650. Got these designer plush here as well. What's this for dinos? That looks new to me. Real FX Baby Blue. That's cool. Got a blue there. Blue sighting. Star Scream. I don't know what that is, but the box looks interesting. And moving over, first time I am seeing Superpowers Wonder Woman. Soft goods cape. It's pretty good. Another letterhead here. Playmates reissued stuff. Otherwise, it is the usual dino fare. Got a T-Rex sighting. I have been saying that I'm gonna buy that and not know what to do with it for now, probably years. I'll continue saying that. Wow, very light on the Marvel Legends. Not much going on here. Got a Vulcan. Why don't we flip around and see what's going on behind us? Anything? Nope. Back around here. Not much going on. Heatwave, DC Direct. Nothing behind that? No. Oh. It's the Flash. Very nice. Got the Atom here as well. These are definitely new to me. Cool. Nice to see that. Marvel Legends, here we go. Red Skull, stuff we've seen at Target. Black Panther. And we've got more Superpowers, Batman Who Laughs, Dungeons and Dragons movies, Dungeons and Dragons cartoons that apparently break a lot. Ooh, look at that Deathstroke. Damn. That's cool. This is actually pretty awesome. Crap. Wow, a whole peg of Deathstroke. And we've got Nightwing here and more Wonder Woman. It's all right here, baby. Wow. Very nice Green Lantern. Yeah, these all look good, in my opinion. This Deathstroke is really cool. Very, very cool. And we've got another Dragon sighting. I have a feeling those will be on clearance at some point. 3 of them here. Yeah. I don't know about that Dragon. And then we've got some more Superpowers. This is pretty cool. Got the classic, oh man, the phaser. That's awesome. Star Wars, Obi-Wan Retro. Seen that a million times. Wrestling. Got an Undertaker sighting. Lots of takers over here. Lots of takers. Lots of takers. No takers on these takers, apparently. Some page punchers. Playmates reissued stuff. And for elites, got a pack of Randy Ortons. Yeah. And G.I. Joe. Baroness. Lady J. Nothing all too exciting there. Power Rangers. Not much going on. And I think, well, Bakugan Beyblade. I think that's going to do it, but I will say the star of the show here is this guy. Deathstroke looks awesome.
Bam. What better way to end this toy hunt than with the first coffee talk of the year? Cheers. Salute! Oh. Oh, yeah. They must have turned over new management. This is amazing. Oh, it's exquisite. Ooh. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Anyway, as far as these stores go, we found a whole lot here today and on this hunt. I will spoiler alert you now. I did not buy anything on this hunt. If you guys have been following along on the channel, you'll know there's not all that much I'm looking for currently. New Motu, of course. Really would like to find new snake men. Have not seen that at any store yet. New Masterverse, I'm sure will be dropping very soon. The latest wave looks amazing, so I'm very excited to, at some point, run into that. I have been dragon hunting, both McFarlane dragons, and I did want to see this Rakor dragon from the Honor Among Thieves D&D movie. That toy that is now out at Walmart's, and we found that today at both stores, and I wasn't very impressed by it, so I passed on it. It looks too much like a kid's toy to me, if that makes sense. It just looks and feels kind of blah, kind of cheap. And it's okay to, I love simple designs. I love vintage toys, right? I love simple, basic designs, you know, that don't necessarily have to have crazy amounts of detail. But it doesn't even, like, that dragon doesn't even look and feel retro or vintage to me. It just kind of looks blah, kind of looks cheap. And uninspiring, so I passed on it. But it was cool to see that. We found a lot of DC McFarlane stuff. The new gold label Batman looks great. The new Superman, the Eradicator, looks really good too. I was tempted to buy that gold label Batman, but I did not. But I do like that. I love Batman Damned. Love Lee Bermejo and his art. But and this definitely reminds me of an undead Batman. I'm not exactly sure what Batman this was supposed to be, unless this is just like a Toddy McFarlane concept design Batman. But I do like it a lot. The head sculpt looked really nice on it, and I was digging it, but did not buy that. And I will say, the Superpowers Deathstroke looks fantastic. Really, really cool. I am no longer collecting the Superpowers line. As you guys know, I'm full force with vintage more than ever now these days. So eventually, as I come across it at shows and cons, you know, that line, the original line, you know, I'll pick that stuff up. As I find it, it's not at the tippy top of my pull list, but it's up there. If I find it and I see what I like in regards to the Superpowers line, the OG line, I'll pick it up. But that Deathstroke looks really good. Really, really good. So yeah, but I didn't pick that up either. But I do think that is a very impressive looking little figure. I think overall, Todd is doing a great job with the revival of that line. So we did find a lot of stuff. We found the new Power Rangers retro inspired figures that we can't see in box. We found a pile of Joes at Target during our first store run here on this hunt. So we found a lot of stuff, just nothing really that we were looking for. And that's okay, because that happens every now and then. But before we close out this video, close out this hunt, I did want to touch upon a community post that I made about a week or so ago. If you guys are following along there, you'll know that, as far as I know, as far as I'm aware, according to my main contractor, the house permit for the basement is on the way. FedEx came 2 days ago. I don't know if it's coming in FedEx or not, but I missed them and apparently had to sign for it. I know for a fact that's not part of any of my eBay purchases recently. So maybe it's that, I don't know, but the permit should be arriving at my house soon. Finally, that was a real pain in the butt. We don't need to get into the details of that, but that looks like it's settled. During the time of resubmitting the resubmittal of the permit, because I had to do that, I brought the first electrician back that I saw, who I really liked overall as a person, and I think he was the best communicator. He wound up having the best price and most reasonable price. I had some wildly absurd quotes handed to me with guys subsequent to his meeting, or my meeting with him. Absolutely ridiculous. So getting to understand what the market is like, getting to understand material costs, what's involved with labor a bit more after looking into it. It does seem he is the guy that we're going with, a little high, but within the realm of reasonable. And he said he could also do a little better on price, so which is cool. I did ask for a breakdown of everything because you would think that having an itemized, invoice to show you what's what instead of just a bottom line number would be assumed, but apparently it's not. At least none of the people that contractors I've ever worked with, I've always had to ask for it and almost beg for it. But to me, it's like, if you have a bottom line number, I'm thinking, okay, well, if I ask you for you to break it down, you should easily be able to do that, right? Because that bottom line number should be based on material costs, labor costs, whatever else. You should be able to make me understand how you got to 17 grand even for electrical work, right? So we're not going with that guide, but break it down, help me understand. If it's too much of a bother for you to do that, that means either you can't add, you can't do simple math, or you're BSing me and you're hoping to fleece me, and I won't question anything that you're saying, including, your ridiculous pricing. So for anyone that doesn't want to take the time for whatever reason to show me, help me understand what you're charging me, then goodbye. So I did ask for this gentleman to break down his revised quote, and then off to the races we go. He'll piggyback his permit off of the house permit, and then we're off to the races, hopefully a couple of months, and we'll have this thing built. I'm having the cabinet maker come back because, as you guys know, I'd say most notably on that community post where I mentioned that the permit went through, actually it wasn't on that post, it was a post I think prior to that. Been pretty busy on the community tab these days. I believe it was a separate post that I did. Yeah, it was a separate post that I mentioned that I am out of statues now. I'm getting out of statues, selling them off. I have had really focused them down only to Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons anyway. And I would have had around, between pre-orders, which I've all, since making that announcement, canceled, and statues that I've had in my home, a couple of which have sold, and I have, I think, 3 or 4 left to sell, something like that. Yeah. So I would have had like 10 or 11 statues that would have taken up 3/4 of that main room. Anyone that has watched the update videos, as I've walked around and showed you guys, what's going to be where with the blocks laid out on the floor and all that sort of good stuff. I decided to get out of statues, and a couple of folks have DM'd me about it, commented on that community post that I dedicated to that particular communication to you guys, and thought it would be something interesting to touch on before we exit here, because there are a lot of different elements, I think, and reasons that I have for getting out of statues, and a lot of it's based on my own personal collecting principles, tenets, all that, and just general direction of where I want to go, I think, with my collection, really specifically that room. And for starters, the cost of statues have skyrocketed over the past 3+ years. Not only the cost of Sideshow has done a good job of keeping costs down, but companies, art studios like Prime One, XM, the prices have gone through the roof. And again, this is always, with collecting, it's always what things are worth to you, right? It's not a matter of, can I afford it? If that's in question, that should be assumed, right? That's how I operate. I will never ask myself that question, because if I have to ask myself that question, can I afford this? The conversation should be immediately, it's over. I'm not spending money that I don't have, or I'm not spending my own personal money that needs to go towards bills, this, that, and whatever. This is all disposable income. And if it's not, don't buy anything. That would be my strong recommendation to any of you guys out there. So that is not in question. It all falls within my disposable income. So the next question, or the first question I should say, is, do I want this item? Most cases, yes. Do I really want this item? Some cases, with something like this, that are this expensive, it's come down to, do I really want this item? Most of the time, the answer is yes. The next question is, do I really want this item enough to pay a silly amount of money for it that just doesn't make sense to me? The answer is no. And that has been the case, I think, that's just been my overall feeling. The last few purchases that I've had, drunk off the donut delight. The last few statue purchases that I've made, I do really love the Lord of the Rings collection that I have, and that's what it's been narrowed down to, Lord of the Rings now and D&D. I do really like everything that I have. And I have not spent the new price hikes. I've not spent the money based on the new price hikes for any of the stuff that I currently have. The latest price hikes. I mean, we went from 3 or 4 years ago, economy shipping direct from Prime 1 from Japan. XM, XM doesn't even ship direct, but Prime 1 Studio, we went from $150 economy, right? And most people will be like, well, that's a lot of money. And it is. To ship something to the new normal was, FedEx, $300 plus, $300, $340, $350 economy per piece. A lot of these statues from Prime 1 come in two boxes, sometimes 3. And now FedEx has doubled their shipping cost, again. So I went a few weeks ago to look to potentially pre-order the new Gandalf statue, which is the latest offering in Prime 1's Lord of the Rings quarter scale line. It happens to be 3 boxes. I wanted to, of course, get the ultimate because the base is cooler. It's got the Balrog head on the base. The statue itself costs a shade under $2,000. It's $1,949, I believe. Then there's tax, and then there's shipping. When I checked the shipping of what it would be for that statue to get from Prime 1 Studio to my home, it was $641. I don't know that there's anything in this world that I love enough outside of my fiance, and I'd never put her in a shipper box, to pay $640 plus for. Utterly ridiculous. Even if I only collected statues, I couldn't justify it. And again, it doesn't matter whether it does matter whether you have the money or not. In this case, I have the money to spend on it. Who cares? I just would feel like a total a-hole for spending that sort of, and that's just me, because it's clearly not worth it to me. So it was time for me to get out. That was part of it. The other part of it is, I know that I would have had major regret in building this room. It would have still been awesome, would have still been nice. It would have still been great to have this room built and have the first part of it just a hall of amazing Lord of the Rings, high fantasy statues and D&D statues as you walk in, and then it opens up into toy stuff. But knowing what I could have done with that room, just purely from a toy perspective, which for me, I would have missed an opportunity, a golden opportunity, pretty much my only opportunity to create the ultimate toy room. I would have absolutely regretted that. So I don't want to have any regrets with this room. I want to build it once. I want to take my time and build it right. That's what we've been doing. Thankfully, this godsend of the permit process, the permit process has been a godsend. It's been taking this long because it's really given me time to think about things and for other things to come in and change, within the community, like statue costs and just overall feeling of really reevaluating and reassessing where my true collecting passions lie, which has always been vintage toys. Always. I have a ton that I've collected over the years prior to starting this channel. I've collected them throughout the course of this channel, and now I just want to focus mostly on that while I fill in some of the gaps and some of the things I like to go find out in Target and Walmart and GameStop, and not Walgreens. So that's what I'm going to do. I've always had an incredible passion for vintage toys. Vintage toys and vintage toy hunting has always made me the most excited, the most pumped up, and it makes me happy when it comes to collecting. That's never wavered, that's never changed, and that really never will. I love collecting that stuff, and my interest level has only grown over time. And these are things that are 30, 40 years, you know, they've been out they're at least as old as me or older, or close to my age, you know. So if I'm not sick of them now, I never will be. They hold nostalgic value to me, and that you can't put a price on that. Not only all of that, but I feel comfortable with my money being locked into some of these things or to all of this stuff, the vintage toys, because that stuff will never go out of, I won't be fearful that when I'm long gone, that my kids are going to get stuck with a bunch of crap that they can't sell, or they have to dump or take a, you know, bath on, even though it's money that I've been spending. I want to be able to leave my family with something real, something good. Even if this is just fun for me, which it is, I still want to know that I'm doing something relatively, you know, smart, even for the future. So, and with vintage toys, you cannot go wrong. A lot of these lines, and not to get into this now, a lot of these lines haven't even with the boom, haven't even caught up to where, you know, they probably should be or will. And some of the prices for some of these things, you know, are getting up there. And before they get too out of control, I've been, you know, trying to pick some things up here and there. Great deals I found on eBay and everything. So between that and toy shows, I'm super excited for the room to build it around that. So we're going to swap out. Not much is going to change from a design perspective. We're going to swap out the statues, leave all of that stuff pretty much in place, the standalone displays, and put vintage play sets on all of them. So you're going to walk into a big toy museum of vintage play sets, and I'm going to also put a big shelf on one side of the room where I'm going to have, up above, where I'm going to have all of my carded and slabbed and graded stuff for toys. And in the middle of the room, I'm going to build this I've mapped out this pretty interesting, shout out to Duarte Studios. I mentioned it to him. He loves the idea. I'm going to put this pretty interesting structure in the middle of the room that will be for a Mythic Legions diorama, where we're going to build a whole big custom diode display, landscape, buildings, everything else, just everything else, the whole 9 yards. We're going to put that in the middle of the room, and I'll have a little medieval fantasy scene right in the middle of the room with all the, you know, vintage play sets and vintage stuff around that. And then the rest of the room, it opens up into everything that I've mentioned, you know, before: the Eternia wall, the two big tower cabinets that'll be lit up, and then the toy nook. So it's going to be great. I'm super excited, not only for that room, but just for, you know, the next year, this year of collecting and beyond. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super pumped to be able to share it all with you, bring you guys along with me on all the toy hunting adventures, hitting all these new shops, new shows, now that everything's opening up, not just Target and Walmart and GameStop. So it's going to be a good time. This is getting very long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of any and all of this stuff? Have a great week, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.